We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Happy Halloween. This is my Rocky Balboa hat. Was my father's. However, on Halloween, what do I want to talk about? The Santa Rally. You're like, what's Santa Rally? The Santa Rally that's coming in crypto and how they're all selling it now. Ooh, scary, right? Not. They give you these 7-10% dips in a lot of these altcoins. You got to go, as my colleague says, shopping. It's early Black Friday for the Santa Rally. So we have the E word coming up, and we can't say a word about it. Not a word. But what we can tell you is that uncertainty will probably lift 5 days after the E event. Crypto may start rallying before that. Now, what's happening right now is that you have FOMO being washed out of the market. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, bullish sentiment went to like 80%. And, you know, I got a great friend who I help with crypto, and I love this guy, literally. But when guys start coming up to me and saying, hey, man, I need a 10x altcoin on Coinbase, what do you got? I'm like, oh, no, man. Oh, no. Wait for the dip, right? Because when people get that excited, what happens? It dips, and then they get depressed. God, don't get depressed. Now, what are the top coins? What are the top sectors, more importantly? Now, the best place to know exactly what, because these reports are coming soon, within the next 48 hours, is in the YouTube member area. So this show is brought to you by YouTube members. This show is also brought to you by our Patreon members, right? You can get a $5 a month emoji package where you get a priority on comments and a shout out on the stream. On Patreon, you can get altcoin overtime, right? That's a place where we do both a podcast and a TA newsletter. So I'll show you all this, but you definitely want to get in the member area, because if you want to know what the hot coins are, you want to know what the hot sectors are, I might tell you the sectors later in the stream. But the specific hot coins, might talk about some of them on TA. We will do monthly TA. But you are going to want to be in our member area for the Halloween dip for the Santa Rally. NFA. Okay, let's welcome what members are here. Silas, Jordan Key, welcome. Jordan banging away on those Batman emojis for Halloween. I dressed up as Batman back in the day. All right. Welcoming members. We have Daniel J here, Brick Dreams, Jay Mizzle, Crypto Keeter, a member. Welcome. Right. We just got off a podcast with Toby. I can show you that. That's on the Unhinged Crypto website, and I can give you the 411 here. All right. Miss Domino Muffin, or Miss Domo Muffin, is here. Welcome. Bull Runner, Routine Cheese, Alexandra, Phillip, Bull Runner, Fuzz Crypto, Felix. The OGs are in the house. Okay. Felix wants to know, why is this market been so lame and so bad? Well, sir, there is a very simple answer to why this market is so lame and so bad. Bull markets force you out. They don't just bore you out. They also force you out. Psychologically, you just can't take it anymore. In other words, yesterday, I'm walking around, I'm minding my own business, and I say to myself, God, how much volume did they have coming in through the Bitcoin ETF? And it can't even make an all-time high with stonks and gold. And I'm like, God, is this ever going to go? Okay, so then I'm on with Toby today, and Toby's like, bro, there's a reason why I ignore the noise. I ignore the noise. So, if you don't have the cash for the membership where me and Toby do all kinds of picks, we talked about Solana 400 and when that's going to happen, right? So you might want to go over there and check that out. That is absolutely free. That is free. That is youtube.com/unhinged crypto. You can go check that out. Joe Mike is here with the Bill Noble emoji, the bull emoji, and the banana emoji. So the banana is where we're headed. The banana is where we're headed, right? Slowly rising, sharp dip, up only. Up only. Solana 400. Maybe by March, you might want to go over there and check that out. And if you want to know what the coins are, we are hot, hot, hot in the members area. We caught Solana, Jupiter, Radium. We caught some of the layer one real world asset plays. Check it out. Now, of course, the next question is, what are the hot alts? What's next? Cross-chain, etc. Don't worry. We're going to go over it. Driftless crypto in the house. Welcome. Okay. News. Now, before I get to that, the Rocky Balboa is not only the hat, is not only the only Halloween costume that I have, but it's an important one. Because in the original Rocky movie, Rocky told Adrian that all I want is to be left standing in the 14th round when he fought Apollo, a huge underdog. In crypto today, you want to make sure that you're left standing for the Santa rally. Right now, we're going to go through this whole uncertain period about the unspeakable event that we absolutely positively cannot talk about. We don't have to talk about it. We don't. All we got to do is shop. That's what we got to do. Shop. Just like Michael Saylor. Okay. Now, Jim Bianco, a highly respected economist who helped me get most likely my life-changing job in financial markets, says that the conference board that does consumer confidence has done a survey of 3,000 households. And in the latest reading, 51% said they expect stocks to rise. That is the highest reading ever in the 37 years of this sentiment survey. Someone asked Jim, is this bullish? And Jim goes, no. Okay, stocks, I'm done. I'm so done. Warren Buffett's done, and I leave you with that. So everybody bullish. Households holding 48% of their net worth in stocks. Toby thinks that stocks and green fiat are an accident going someplace to happen. And you want to watch the podcast and become a YouTube member to see all the new stuff that you can get instead of stocks. Gold has consensus and is now boring. The only place to get excitement in technology and money is crypto. Okay. This is done. Either it's going to go sideways. We'll go over the monthly charts. Nobody owns crypto. The 50% of people who think this is going to go up are not the people who are planning on buying it. They're the people who have already bought it. This got nowhere to go but sideways or down. As a reminder about the long-term uptrend in Bitcoin, in 2016, but right before another E word, it was $6.99 and then took off after that. In 2020, it was $13K right before it went to 30 and beyond. This year, it's at 72. Okay. Happy Halloween. Don't forget, the trend is your friend. 2016 and 2020 were giga up years after the E word. Now, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that, right? Bullish sentiment is at 77%. I don't see anything that would make Bitcoin go down. given the volume and the open interest that is built up inside this range, outside of a complete black swan. And I don't even know what would qualify as a black swan anymore. I mean, if you listen to Eastern Europe, Middle East, and then conservative commentators in the United States looking to make sensational predictions, whether you like their shows or whether you don't, I mean, what haven't they thought of? What would actually surprise you at this point? Now, what would turn you off is this chronic negativity. The only place to dive in when you're facing chronic negativity is things like Patreon, where we have a middle tier offering, right? And I'll show you that later, what you get. Like, let's tune out and dial in, right? Lock in on this market, because if they dip it off this all-time high sentiment and people start to get negative, which you can tell they're already getting negative, right? Are they down 7% today? Just scaring everybody out of the water like a shark. Not doing it. Not doing it. Shopping on any of this E-word uncertainty. Okay, so Bitcoin at 16 years old. Happy birthday. Public figure with blonde hair also wished us a happy birthday. Thank you. Okay, thank you. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF just crossed $30 billion mark. And Channel Answer just became a member. Sir, hats off to you. Thank you. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF crosses $30 billion. Gold ETF took 1,790 days to break 30 billion. BlackRock is expecting 50 billion. You run 20 billion through this market with BlackRock. You run 20 billion through this market with Michael Saylor. Watch out. There he is. 21 billion. Class A common stock. All going into the market as a market buy. Think Michael Saylor is going to sit around and go, I think I'll buy the dip. Just to go back to Bitcoin on Halloween for a second. Yeah, Mike was a huge buyer in 2021. Huge. Right? I think his average price for 2021 was like 48K. Right? Ave Medina is here. Welcome, Maureen. Go he. Welcome. Yeah, so he was a big buyer at 10, but he was also a big buyer at 48 and 60, and he watched it go to 20. So if you think he has a problem with market buying Bitcoin, please think again. Bitcoin ETF now holds over 1 million Bitcoin. You will never see that Bitcoin coming back into the market. Maybe you'll see Bitcoin ETF selling when you have a stock market problem next year. Maybe. Or maybe Bitcoin just keeps going because everybody just looks at green fiat, fiscal policy, monetary policy. In other words, just because you change the person in the office doesn't mean you don't still have $35 trillion in debt and a massive problem on your hands. It doesn't. It doesn't. Bitcoin is hitting all-time high in 113 currencies. Again, this goes back to 2017 and 2020. You had Bitcoin all-time highs in multiple currencies before the thing just took off, right? And I mean, what do we got to wait here? What are we? 10 days away from the final dip? 10 days away from maybe some extraordinary volatility, followed by getting ready for the Santa rally. I mean, if you knew a Santa rally was coming, what would you do on a dip? Would you focus on the Santa rally, or would you be like, oh, I'm so upset? I mean, I'm upset. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm upset, right? Altcoins just trade terrible, but that's the point. Everything trades terrible at a bottom. It's like I forget, and I have to remind myself. Microsoft shareholders voting on whether they should buy Bitcoin. Yeah. Love it when, love it when the majority has something to say. Let's put it that way. That's the V word about the E word. You know, you can't say it. ETF flows, right? Everybody doing Bitcoin, nobody doing ETH. At least they're not selling ETH. You know, a colleague of mine thinks ETH's coming back. I'm holding a candle. Solana 400 brings ETH back. I certainly hope it happens before that. I certainly hope so. Now, one thing you got to remember, and I'm correcting myself on this. You know, I am always thinking that ETH equals altcoins. That may not be true. You know, you may have a lot of new hot layer ones, wink, come out and kind of smoke higher like the way ETH used to. You know, you could have SUI in the top 5. You know, top alts, right? Like the title says. The top alts are going to be in layer ones and AI, and those reports are coming out very soon on super specific stuff, right? Patreon has some good TA about some of the coins in those sectors. I'll show you the analysis. Just in, Bitcoin's hash rate reaches an all-time high. Why? Because Bitcoin is money. This is what Bitcoin looks like in the media, right? Drawing all these times that Bitcoin has gotten above 70 and not broken out. The same thing with Solana around 180. It's a battle. The struggle is real. My colleague Toby loves these charts where the market goes up and then makes some kind of consolidation. You know, sometimes I'm not a flag guy, but, you know, Toby's bringing me around to that idea. Does green fiat need to fall apart for Bitcoin to hit 200? One analyst says no. Okay. But again, the way people in crypto look at foreign exchange is frankly wrong, right? Like currencies either do nothing or they go to zero. Like fiat currencies are not like altcoins. They don't go up like altcoins. They don't go down like altcoins. I mean, if they do, then you have, I don't know, you have an unspeakable problem. You have canned goods, right? But if green fiat trends lower, it's a persistent multi-year downtrend, there's nothing more bullish. There's nothing more bullish. I mean, when green fiat went down after the tightening cycle in 2000 and the major down move where Soros and Tudor made all their money in 1985, that lasted years. Years. So does it have to collapse? No. But it's going to go steadily lower no matter what happens. No matter what anybody says, that's going to happen. Because the only way out of a debt crisis is to devalue the currency, period. Period. So, I mean, when you get down on altcoins as tech, think about that. And you think about the fact that Warren Buffett's selling Apple. He's selling Apple because it's overvalued. So, okay, he doesn't want to buy altcoins. All right, fine. See what Virtual did last week? AI and gaming assets. I mean, it's up 500% for the month. Satoshi's identity to be revealed on October 31st. Okay. Right. Another distraction, right? Who's selling BlackRock all this Bitcoin? Probably Uncle Sugar. But guess what? Uncle Sugar is going to run out of Bitcoin if Uncle Mike is going to pull out $42 billion in capital to buy billions of Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to borrow against my Bitcoin to buy more Bitcoin. He's just not going to stop, right? You know, it's like some people are actually saying that, you know, in order to create a company like MicroStrategy, oh, wait, you can't. Because they've been buying Bitcoin for so long, you could never buy all that Bitcoin. This is my argument for MicroStrategy for a year. In order to get the kind of Bitcoin that he's got, you're going to have to buy the company. You're going to have to buy the company, right? In other words, the liquidity premium on a Bitcoin order of that size, I don't know. It's probably a 5x premium to whatever Bitcoin's trading at because you just can't get it. Just can't get it, right? And that's going to be true. HUT 8 is on the move. The Bitcoin miners are on the move. But, of course, not today because today is a sell day. When do you bull post? When it's down. It's a new thing, right? It's like, hey. They want to sell? Awesome. Look who's going to be down there waiting for them. Okay, now, the bad news about the MicroStrategy thing is that it's probably adding to the FOMO that may need to be slightly corrected, right? The equities community is extremely bearish on MicroStrategy. They think they're over-levered. They think they're taking too much risk. Equity nerds will think that. That's fine. They'll like buy Bitcoin instead. That's fine too. We'll go over the long-term charts of MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. And actually, I think these guys are right. You can rotate out of MicroStrategy and into just about any other equity sector of crypto. Well, MicroStrategy may go sideways. I mean, you know, we're not getting a whole lot out of the MicroStrategy meme coin. You know, Michael Saylor, the most famous guy in crypto, and the meme coin, MSTR21, which is not coming up for me, is dipping, which could be also an opportunity, right? Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy now has $8 billion in profits. The chief financial officer of Florida says, you better pay attention. Now, this is important. So we're going to have corporations. You're going to have state actors wanting Bitcoin. And that may lead to federal actors, right? There have been proposals about Bitcoin being used as a reserve asset. If states start doing it, the feds might do it. And even if the feds don't do it, the states are going to do it. You know, you got states that could use any help with their balance sheet that they could get. They're going to take it. Okay, Coinbase earnings are out. Coinbase is down. Whatever, right? The base and related wallet, 2.5 billion total value locked, 2x in contracts deployed, 55% increase in base transactions, with altcoins stinking up the room. You imagine what happens if this thing gets hot? Oh my God. Uncle Sugar drops a 17-page report on digital assets and tokenization. Yeah, that's because tokenized treasury debt can be gobbled up by all of these stablecoin issuers. Uncle Sugar is like, wow, I think BlackRock, or I think these places would buy more treasuries if they were on the blockchain. I'm like, wow, really? Hey now, let's get some improved liquidity, which is what RWA has been like all along, which is why, you know, you've got RWA coins, the TA covered in Patreon, right? Some of them are cheap. Some of them you're looking to buy the dip because they've gone up so much. This is the middle tier offering. So you get the altcoin overtime podcast, 6th Street Crypto, and then you get a newsletter. That's why this and YouTube Premium are different, right? You can get some cool TA in print. And of course, we also cover this. You know, we cover some of this or most of it in the YouTube member area, right? Where we focus on portfolios. We focus. Patriot Caveman is in the house. Granger is here. Welcome. BitCO, Disclosure, Aiken, what's up? How important is it to see Bitcoin above 70 for the monthly close? All right, well, it's important. It would be more important to see Solana above 180. I don't think you're getting that today. That's the big close, man. That's the big close. Somebody saying Ape 0, bro. Okay. Maureen says the only black swan left is full alien disclosure. Full alien disclosure and Satoshi Nakamoto is an alien. That would be amazing. Solana gameplay. Okay, where is it? Samurai Showdown handheld game on SUI. BitBoy Games, D-Pin. Can't even get it. Can't even get it. It's gone. Sold out months ago. What do you think is going to happen when you can walk into Walmart and get a handheld crypto game on Solana or SUI or whatever? Katie, bar the door. Okay, just in case you're you're short on meme coin pain, a mascot of a particular group out of Rome that has 1 billion followers, a meme coin came out on pump.fun. The developer sold his share for $130. That would now be worth $5.5 million. Always leave a moon bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave a moon bag. When you sell, leave some. Leave some. Because you never know. Like that guy. You just never know. Okay. Again, MicroStrategy everywhere. Maybe a little bit too much. Right? The Solana ETF. The Solana ETF. You're probably going to have that by the end of the year. I'm guessing that's how people in regulatory agencies will attempt to save their jobs. Solana records 3x the DEX volume of ETH. You know, ETH fees are annoying. You know, there's got to be a coin on ETH that's compelling enough to make people pay. Still can't get my MicroStrategy meme coin to come up. Maybe that's a sign. Okay. Optimism has a super chain. All coins are doomed, right? Optimism. You can connect a phantom wallet now to track your holdings. Everyone's packing it up. Everybody's going home. Look at this. Coinbase stock down 11% today on, you know, I don't know, earnings, whatever. That's fine. I mean, you know, LUCE Algo is coming in and selling it. So they cheapen it up for you for 10 days, a week, right? Last stream called Buy the Fact. We know what the fact is. The fact is the conclusion of the upcoming events. When that is concluded, even though there will be volatility, it will be close, and you may not know right away who the winner is. Buy the fact. They're cheapening this stuff up for you. I never even dreamed that they would do it. Possibly part of the reason for that is because they're just wholesale bailing out of equities. I mean, we're going to go over the long-term monthly charts. This is S&P. This is NASDAQ. Just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay. I think Chad Alacer, another VIP member, joined. Welcome. Okay. XYO is now officially bridged to Solana. Okay. Franklin Templeton's, that's your grandpa's mutual fund company, their on-chain money market fund is now live on Coinbase. Again, you heard the news. Here are stonks, right? So here's NASDAQ futures. A nice 5-wave top up here into the premium zone. And then, not to mention, FOMO. Look at that FOMO. Yeah. Let's get some NASDAQ. You know, it's a brand new uptrend. It hasn't gone up in a while. Look at this. Look at this LUCE Algo trend line. Look at this thing. This is an automated trend line. Okay. In S&P, in NASDAQ, they actually got themselves above this trend line. In S&P, they're not that lucky. Okay. Got a member request for Velar. Oh, a Bitcoin layer 2. Very interested in Bitcoin layer 2s. Very interested in base. So this is a 4-hour chart. Now I'm guessing there are two useful things here. There's 4-hour charts and monthly charts. This to me looks like it's headed for support. There are multiple coins that have these huge support shelves. So I'm looking at this. This looks like FOMO, and then the FOMO corrects itself. One of these two levels at either 0.05 or 0.053 are going to wind up holding. Okay. I mean, I'm not selling altcoins when they're correcting. I'm just not. Okay. PowerPoint. Let's go. Okay. Wait, before PowerPoint. Member requests for ICP. Okay. ICP is a coin in one of our portfolios in the member area. I can't tell you which. Okay. So ICP on a 4-hour chart ran into some resistance. 743 is the discount zone on a 4-hour chart. You know, if we look at a daily chart, maybe you got LUCE Algo support here. I mean, ICP is essentially at the apex of a giant triangle. So, you know, but ICP is a full over $1 below equilibrium. So that's a nice way of saying that, I don't know, ICP is balanced, bordering on cheap. If they hit it one more time, I mean, you don't even think about ICP being overpriced until it gets to 11, right? And it could go way beyond that, especially if you look at the history, man. And this thing was up at 21 last March, and my colleague essentially thinks everything is going above its March high, like everything. So, you know, it's a question of finding what you like the most, right? Clearing out the portfolio on the way down. Okay. Clearing out losers now, and then clearing out whatever doesn't go up off the Santa rally. Okay. Alien base, huge move. LUCE Algo came in down here, went to the premium zone. I would say, thank you very much. Take your money. That's what I would do here. Right. In other words, I am not buying anything that is at its premium zone, and that includes MicroStrategy. Like Bitcoin and the Bitcoin ETF are not at their premium, and they're not at the top of the premium zone yet. So when something takes out its premium zone, like Solana at 180, when you get these things breaking out, okay, go with that. In the meantime, why are you FOMOing into anything at resistance? I'm not picking on this coin, but I'm just saying, why would you FOMO into anything at the premium zone when you're looking at 10 days of uncertainty? Because that's what we're looking at, right? But it's by the fact per last stream. By the way, speaking of last stream, right? This is a brief tour of, you know, the YouTube member area, right? So these are the member videos. You have sector reports, TA on the portfolio, and the portfolio podcast. So regularly adjusting portfolios and sector baskets, right? Make sure, members, you stay tuned to the community tab where I post stuff, the VIP videos, all that stuff. And I'm going to be expanding that almost where it's like Twitter. So you know where this is all going? It's going to get bigger. Okay, PowerPoint. Let's go. Okay, here we go. PowerPoint. Bullish sentiment in stocks. This is not funny, right? Not funny at all. At all. This is way too high. Scary, right? It's the opposite of 2008, right? And it could be like 2017 where everybody got crazy and then it didn't do much. This is S&P futures monthly, long term, there are your last two E words. I don't know, man. At the premium zone with this trend, I mean, that's an automated trend line. I mean, how does this go up? And they're selling all the crypto stocks, probably because they're selling all this too. But eventually, when they get done selling, the crypto equities come back faster. You know, S&P on a daily chart, again, below all kinds of LUCE algo trend lines, hitting the premium zone. I mean, maybe the support's down here. Maybe you get a rally off the E word. Uncertainty or the end of uncertainty is always good for markets. But still, man, you really want to buy this? Come on. This is bearish divergence here where price made a new high and this made a lower high. The momentum indicators, signals and overlays, or the oscillator matrix, from LUCE algo. By the way, speaking of LUCE algo, this thing kind of sells itself. That's the QR code to get LUCE algo for yourself. The affiliate link, along with the YouTube and Patreon links, are in the description down below. Gold monthly, 5-wave top, very impressive move through this big trend line, but you're going right into a monthly support zone. Now, that said, one of the greatest things that can happen for Bitcoin is that gold could just completely break out. I mean, that would be just like, what is the first instrument that's going to take out the premium zone? Right? Right? You know, it is like, it is not likely next year that gold beats Bitcoin, in my opinion. Like, gold is okay, but the excitement is in crypto. Now, I know that's shocking on a crypto show, but, you know, this has been up only because people are shorted and no one owns it. Now, a lot of people own Bitcoin now because you got $30 billion worth, but the marginal buyers of Bitcoin, there's no seller for them. And you know who knows that? Michael Saylor. He's like, you know what? We got to do this right now because there's going to become a point where we're not buying $20 billion in Bitcoin. Right? We're not. DXY monthly, dollar index. What's going on here? Well, you can't get through 100. You can't get through 100. Now, that said, when you do get through 100, it's going to 87. Right? And note how this LUCE algo automated trend line that should stop stonks, stop the dollar when the dollar was on the front page of Bloomberg magazine as the most unstoppable force ever. Naturally, that was at the premium zone, and then boom. Now, the dollar is supported, but the dollar isn't moving off the support. Okay? If the dollar breaks down, it's going to go to 87. MicroStrategy. Wow. Right? From 120 to 250, right into the premium zone. A beautiful 5-wave move. I mean, no serious topping signal. Just, you know, maybe there's something else you can do. Maybe. Like maybe it's time to take the profits and roll that into Bitcoin or Solana on a dip. Or into IBIT, the Bitcoin ETF. MicroStrategy monthly at the premium zone. And one of those freaky LUCE algo trend lines. HUT 8. Okay, this is a Bitcoin miner and an AI play, as they say. I don't know, man. It's at 18. The premium zone's not until 21, and it's like they're hitting it all today. So let them. You know, God bless, bro. Have fun. Have at it. You want to dip this thing for 10 days? All of crypto and BlackRock and Michael Saylor await you. No, short sellers like, okay, let's get short. Bullish sentiment's too high. Yeah, whatever. How much gratification are you going to get out of that? You know, yeah, okay. If something goes down 20, 15% over a week, short sellers can make money. Short sellers making money is, of course, good for them to make money. But if they don't think bullish and they don't get it turned around fast enough. See, everybody thinks like, oh, I'll get short or I'll wait or I don't want to buy it. Everybody will genuflect and we'll all buy it at once. It'll be very tidy and orderly, and it never works that way. It never works that way. The declines get you out of nowhere, and I'm completely convinced when this thing turns around, like you'll know when the E word is decided because the market will just go. It'll just go. Right? It will just go. Okay, what did I just do there? Okay. Solana. All right, now Solana has to get through 180. We've had DeMark work. We've showed it's been battling 180 for 7 months. 7 months. Support's down at 160. God, we could only get so lucky to see Solana at 160. Somebody likes AI Bill. Yeah, we've gotten much better at generating AI Bill. Glad you like it. It's actually helping the performance of the videos, right? Somebody says top crypto mining stock is Hive Digital. Let's look at it. Always fascinated to know what you guys are looking at. Again, don't forget to get the member videos, man. The layer ones. Oops, did I let that slip? The layer ones and our other preferred sector where your eyes just light up. They're coming, man. Santa rally. Who's talking about a Santa rally? Nobody except Toby Ward and me. Okay, so Hive, NASDAQ. Oh, look at this. So, little bit of negative divergence at the top, right? And honestly, what has this done? Nothing. Like, do you know how many charts there are like this? This has done absolutely nothing. And money flow just started coming in. And because S&P is down, everyone's selling. Okay. So a lot of the top coins are down, like Well is down, right? What did Well do? Went to the top of the premium zone and then came off. Somebody was asking me about FOMOing into Well. I kind of felt bad because it lurched up here a couple times. Went to, I mean, this is like this LUCE algo thing. It's like money, right? It's like I do the altcoin overtime and we do our sector and portfolio picks. I don't know, man. This is so much easier. Like if I see this at the premium zone, I automatically know not to FOMO in. And if I see the premium zone, say with a 13 signal from another model, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Right now, there's nothing wrong with this, but I mean, you got some real world asset plays. Like let's go to RWA, right? I know you had some of these plays go bonkers. Let's see what they're doing today. You had checks go crazy. Again, right to the premium zone. This is a 4-hour chart. Okay. So great project. All these projects in RWA, it was RWA season last week and no one knew it. Okay. Down 4%, goes to the premium zone, going to give you the correction. LUCE algo topping signal, LUCE algo topping signal, boom, down. I mean, it's, Clear Pool. Clear Pool was another one. And again, these signals are fantastic because, they're like, oh, God, I was going to FOMO in. Now LUCE algo is like selling it. And you're going to get to buy this thing. You may get to buy this thing at 19 cents. Right now it's at 20. You may get to buy this where everyone was selling it. I'm sorry. You may get to buy this where the breakout originally occurred from. You may just get a retest of that high. Amazing, right? It's like, oh, the market's down. Oh, yeah, the market's down. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I mean, there will come a day when this thing leaves without you. It's not going to leave without you. It's not going to leave without me. It's definitely not going to leave without our Patreon and YouTube members. No. Not happening. Not happening. Okay. 50-day moving average, John says, has been support. Yes. Okay, Tibor says that is the most undervalued mining stock. Going back to mining stocks, right? Sometimes they love to hate, like Wolf. Wolf holds a lot of ETH. It went to its premium zone and came off. That's a daily chart. Oh my God, this. Okay, so Galaxy got to its premium zone with bearish divergence. So Galaxy Digital is going to come off. It is coming off. But if you look at Galaxy Digital on a weekly basis, oh my God. Like when the market finally breaks out, equilibrium is at 20. Right? When we start moving from like daily premium and equilibrium zones to weekly or even 2-day charts, 20 and then 37. You don't think that can happen? This can't happen, right? No, definitely not. Definitely can't happen. Okay. Yeah. Okay. MicroStrategy monthly. MicroStrategy, once upon a time, was a hot tech stock. Michael Saylor was in charge. They got in trouble for creative accounting. Stock went all the way up and all the way back down and sat here. Now it's going the other way. This is the greatest example in the history of markets of the bigger the base, the higher in the space. You don't think this can happen in other sectors? Like Michael Saylor is the only executive with a good Bitcoin strategy. Bitcoin ETF. IBIT. Coming right into a huge Lux Algo support block after hitting its premium zone. So I stand corrected. IBIT got the premium and will probably test support. Good. Good. You know what's really incredible? Is that banks are not down. Like banks are at multiple forms of Lux Algo resistance. Oh, well, okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's nuts. Okay, DBR, I don't know if that's a stock or a crypto. I see DBR on Bybit. Okay, so DBR is at its discount zone and a big Lux Algo trend line with multiple buy signals. That is quite the give up trade. This is DBR 89-minute. Again, there are huge swaths of this market that are underwater. Absolutely underwater. SUI going to a 4-hour chart. Still giving you opportunities. Right? Gets to its premium zone. This is SUI 4-hour, right? This is your playbook. This is why it's on the thumbnail. This is the playbook, right? Everybody FOMOs into SUI. And now it goes down. It goes back up. Everyone FOMOs in again. And now they're going to drop it probably back down support at 180. Right? They're going to make it tough on you. Right? Like FOMOing in is not always easy. Or getting into a bull market is not always easy. There's a saying, bull markets don't let you in, bear markets don't let you out. Right? It's hard to figure out how to get in on some of these things, or is it? The bull market is letting you in. So step on up. Step on up. Okay, OLAS. Another thing that I believe that we had in our portfolio. Okay, so again, everything went to resistance. This did not get to its premium zone. Oh my God, look at this. So this thing came flying off its bottom. This isn't on our, I think this is in one of our portfolios. If it isn't, it will be soon. Okay. This thing breaks out, It stopped at the top of this like triangle wedge, but there's support underneath. All you need is like a 10-day gliding correction. It's called the pause that refreshes. Storm and Norman is here. Welcome. Zeus Network has been in holdings. Okay, so the way I would read this is there's not necessarily a head and shoulders bottom formation going on here. But one of the things that we're looking at is, you know, when you see these, I don't know, let's call them bumps. That's a sign the market is consolidating. You know, that said, this thing gets below equilibrium. You want to make sure that whatever it is you're looking at turns around and goes up when the market goes up. You know, if you get a big rally and your thing doesn't participate, post E-word, clean it out. Clean it out. Right? But don't quit on something you believe in right before it happens. Jordan, the member, says, you know, keep calm before the storm. Crypto Keeter is liking the stream. Appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that. You know, one thing I was looking at was DGen. I was looking at DGen. You know, a meme coin connected to decentralized social media. Down 15% today. How nice. How nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just sit, you could just sit here and let them hit this market and hit this market and hit this market, right? So DGen on a 4-hour chart's back to equilibrium. So Lux Algo, the momentum signal is negative for the moment. So no huge rush. I mean, they take this down. Support could be here, or support could be 8% lower. And what's the upside? What's the upside? It's humongous. I mean, what has this done? I mean, it's gone up a lot in percentage terms, but this thing is, you know, 300% away from equilibrium. I mean, my God, right? ALB requested by a member. Members get priority on comments both on the stream. Wow. Okay, okay, we did ALB. That's alien base. Again, trading moves, anything all the way up there at the premium zone, unless the market's breaking out, just take the money. Okay, Maiku, welcome. CYFRF. Okay, not sure if it's not a crypto. Soul Strategies. Have no idea what that is. It's a stock. It went to premium. It then turned around and went to equilibrium at like 80 cents. I have no idea what it is. Storm and Norman wants us to look at Super. Okay, so this is a very strong coin. This will also demonstrate to you the power of the head and shoulders bottom, which is everywhere. As soon as you took out the neckline, this was supposed to be the upside target at $1.16, and it went to the premium zone at $1.42 because this was a hot coin on Coinbase. Also note that this went back to where it was in March. Think this is going to be the only coin that does this? Well, it's one of the first coins, but it's not going to be the only one. Okay, Dpod says Super. It's the MicroStrategy of Solana. People, you know, Solana could be money in a payment network. You know, certain social media companies are going to have to be like WeChat, and they're going to need payment networks like Chainlink, cross-chain. I mean, what is going to happen when Solana goes to 200? You think that's not going to happen in a Santa rally? Chainlink is at 11, right? Like, where's Rune? Another cross-chain play? In other words, anything cross-chain. I would even call a Bitcoin layer 2 cross-chain. You know, cup and handle, breakout, return. You know, didn't get to the premium zone and it's testing a trend line and there's a giant cup and handle. But I mean, you know, how is this no good? And they're all selling it today. Okay, so Mike Who says, should we keep our alts or sell now and hunt to get them cheaper in 1 to 2 days? Okay, so this is an excellent question. I can't give you investment advice, but the most dangerous thing that you can do is not be involved in the market. Time in the market is more important than timing the market. Now, if you're asking this question, perhaps your position is too big, right? In other words, if 1 or 2 days of downside freaks you out, and of course it freaks everyone out. I'm not, believe me, it freaks everyone out. But if you feel the urge, if you're going to like panic and sell, if it's down 2 more days, then adjust your position. But make sure you have something involved, because I guarantee you, if this is going to be a Santa rally, if this is going to be a monster move, you want to make sure you got something on, right? And you want to make sure you can get back involved quickly. So if your position is too big, adjust it so you can hold on. Because the last thing you want to do is be out and having to chase this. It'll mess up your head. In my opinion, you are much better off dealing with the pain of flash crashes, wicks, and dips than you are with the idea of, oh no, it's up 25%. I missed it. Now what do I do? I can still help you either way, right? But, you know, I can still help you either way, but you want to have something on. It also depends on what kind of altcoins we're talking about. We talk about all kinds of altcoins in our YouTube membership area, where we provide, I would say, more direct guidance. Okay. Somebody think Pyth, PYTH, is going much higher. Okay. Again, a classic case of the bigger the base, the higher in the space. I mean, if there's any fundamental case for this, it's at 38 cents. It could go to 70. That's where equilibrium is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you know how many altcoins there are that are like this? The whole space is like this. I think Fetch AI is like this. Or the artificial super intelligence token. Okay, so what is my take on ISO 2020-22 compliant coins like XRP? Okay, well, I'd have to look that up, to be honest. I think anything that is compliant with the government and can be used as a stablecoin platform has huge upside. I think governments are going to want transactional freedom and RWA. I'd have to look up exactly what that means. Okay. Yeah. Daniel J likes the Italian Rocky Balboa Halloween costume, right? Speaking of costumes, we have the artificial super intelligence token dressed up as something that's never going to move again. I just don't agree. Just don't agree. Right. And then you have other tokens like TAO. By the way, you know, our Patreon's got artificial intelligence information in it. That is coming to YouTube Premium along with an expanded AI report. You know, TAO went up massively and is now like basically breaking down like below prior support. I'm sorry. Yeah. Prior resistance. It's now being tested as to whether or not that's going to become support. You realize what happens if TAO kind of breaks down here and then returns above? You know, I don't know, man. There's a lot of upside here. A lot. ISO standard for payment transactions. Dude, anything that allows money to move on a blockchain, if you have any disturbance in legacy plumbing, which you probably will have in 2025, again, everybody assumes that because there'll be a change in, I don't know, let's call it leadership, that the financial landscape somehow magically gets better. That would be colossally incorrect. Colossally. Okay, member request for AIT. Okay, that is not the right AI. Okay, yeah, AIT, if this is the right AIT. Somebody's asking me, okay, so this is near its discount zone, and that speaks for itself, I think, right? In other words, I don't want to dump anything at the discount zone, acknowledging that this might go to this bottom trend line, and you don't want to be stuck in anything that's not moving. I'm not saying give up at all. A lot of stuff you give up on, and then it moves. Did I wear this hat to Goldman Sachs? No, I would have been laughed out of the building. But it is a great Halloween costume. Now, my father did wear these hats to his office at Merrill Lynch, right? He wore it like 1940s fedora style. If we're doing style online, this is how he wore these hats. It was unbelievable. They had like small little feathers in them. I mean, my father wore 1960s 3-button suits all through the 80s and the 90s, to the point where his clothes didn't come back into style until he retired in 2000. So, my father's name was Buck, and he didn't give up. His name was Bill, right? He was classic. Anybody who survives that long in the market with nothing more than a telephone on your desk, watching an electronic ticker tape go by, I mean, in my mind, the guy becomes more of a legend every year. More of a legend every year. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin. Let's just see how the general market's doing. S&P is now down 1.75%. NASDAQ's down 2% as it dawns on them that the thing is close. The thing is close. I mean, everybody was like to do, let's do a trade connected to a person. Let's do the person trades. Oh, stupid. Trade the market, right? This thing is going to be close. It is. And you may not know for 5 days. So Bitcoin getting spanked down. Let's just go to 89-minute. Okay. So, your 89-minute chart has got Bitcoin coming back to equilibrium at 69.7. That sounds about right. And you know what? If it's a complete mess tactically, 65.6. That's if it's a mess. I'm guessing if there's a problem, that's where the wick down is. Okay. I want to cry, also known as Ethereum. May have to stop charting this. This may be like Cardano. Toby says, absolutely not. I'm going to drink that Kool-Aid if it's okay with you guys. Right? So you have support in ETH around 24.97. ETH is now stopping everybody out below equilibrium at 2,500. Again, these Lux Algo trend lines. God, right? I mean, it's like a trend line that gave you a top. Didn't get to its premium zone on the 89-minute chart, but it hit these trend lines. It's like, wow, it's just like, exit. Okay, so I'm guessing ETH has to get back above 25.75. like Solana. Okay. So Solana, they're putting resistance above the market tactically on the daily chart. You have to remember that if Solana gets to 162, there's a support wall there. Currently, it's at 168. I really wanted to break out above 185, but we're not getting it yet. Now, you're looking at this, you're going, oh my God, this is ugly. Oh my God, I want to sell. Oh my God, I want to get out. No, just don't do it. Don't do it. In other words, if equities are down because people are so dumb. Like, for God's sakes, look at this sentiment. What are these people thinking? It's going up forever? Stop it. Right? I mean, yeah, you may be okay in tech stocks for a while, but where's the upside here? And if they spank crypto because they spank equities, that's going to mean crypto comes back even faster. Daniel J. Yeah, my father was totally a legend, right? Someone please give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to the Ethereum network, right? I mean, the problem with Ethereum is that there's no compelling case outside of meme coins. If all we got is meme coins, all we get is chop. So let's go over what we learned today. The top coins are going to be in layer ones and AI. RWA season is also coming. You want to check out the YouTube member area. You also want to subscribe to the channel. If you got no money, we got 2 channels, right? All different kinds of shows. The YouTube member area has chill podcasts with specific portfolio ideas, sector reports, and then I do the TA to keep it laser focused. Patreon gives you podcasts and coaching, plus a newsletter if you like written format. We also keep it separate because one platform could get grumpy and do something like Joe recently found out. So, people, think about the Santa rally on Halloween. Go to a Halloween party with an ugly Christmas sweater. And they're going to be like, why are you wearing that? Well, because I'm in crypto and I'm getting ready for the Santa rally. That's it for today. We will see you next week.